There we go. Mayang bunda. Mayang hapon. Mayang gabi, no matter where you are in the world.
And we are live from Sibonga, and it's rainy.
It is rainy. It is definitely the rainy season. I'm still waiting for mine to show up.
I'm thinking too. Let's see.
First,
Okay. It's showing up.
oh, okay. Huh. First shut up, mine hasn't.
You close it up and go back again.
Oh, there it is.
See? See?
Okay. We don't need both of us watching this, so.
It's rainy here. Raining. So
Yes, it is.
we're supposed to go to the manhole. We'll see if it's raining hard. Then we're going to postpone it.
If
See
it rains
after
like
that.
it is right now, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
And it'll be kind of good to
See if
see how sunshine's going to handle in the rain. I think you're the only one watching at this point. Did you give us the thumbs up?
Yes, I did.
Okay, very good. I know there's one person who likes this.
Yeah, that's me.
But we got sunshine back last night. It was a drawn-out process. There was a couple things that needed to be checked as they got checked out. And he did a couple test drives with us real quick to make sure everything was going right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so be ready for the blog about sunshine here in the near future. I'm gonna take a video interview with Adrian, the rebuilder, but there's a really good chance a lot of it's gonna be in Visayan, and so that means some pretty intense subtitles for me, and which isn't a huge deal, but it is time consuming, and it's also gonna be time consuming on her translation.
But his English is really good.
His English is really good, and I'm not sure how much of it, but I do know that when I offered him to do it in Visayan, that I just do the subtitles and let him recheck them before it got posted. That he seemed to be much more comfortable with that idea. So I think there's going to be some of it.
Yeah.
I've got like 5-7 questions. If there's anything somebody would like to let me know that they might be interested in a question for him from a custom builder's point of view, please don't hesitate to ask. And I will be doing the interview on Saturday sometime around noonish. So if you let any questions that I get between now and then, yeah, there's a box under here that I kind of got as a footrest.
Oh, I can move it. I can move it. Okay.
Okay, great.
See? Okay.
Just jot them in the comments or put them in the chat, and I will ask him, or if you know me well, that if you know us and subscribe to our Facebook page, throw them out as a message there that I don't mind at all. And some of the extra questions may be kind of cool. And you may be asking something I didn't even think about.
We took a bus yesterday.
Yes, we took a bus trip. I was gonna edit and post it last night, but
We're tired.
we're tired and just time got away from me, and then I didn't get it posted, so I'll probably post it tonight.
I cannot move on with the lunar something eclipse, and
Oh,
both my brothers, 3 brothers, call mama, hey, tell Ate don't go out. I'm like, what? What are you doing?
I had no idea that was a superstition here. I was actually going to go out and try and do some photography of it, and so that kind of got kiboshed. And
You could go out, but I said yes. With all your family said you're not allowed to. It's a respect. You just don't want to argue.
Yeah, there's some things that are just not worth contradicting. And kind of like the citrus branches we've got strung all over the house. They,
So
I guess it's something to do with Aswang, and I kind of had the explanation, but I just no. It's cute. It's not obstructing anything. It's not drawing any insects. Okay, I'm good with it.
yeah.
Mama or Papa wanted to take out one of the plants because it caused leprosy.
Yeah.
And that one, no. Plants don't cause leprosy. Honest.
Yeah.
And ironically, we're renting the place from a doctor. And I guess there hasn't been a case of leprosy in the Philippines for like 20 years.
Yeah, and that's why most of the older people know that kind of plant. They think that's the cause, and that's why they just stop, to one, to all the causes. What's the causes of it? To just avoid arguments and so on and so forth.
So it sometimes gets interesting, but tomorrow, Papa and I plan on, and the emphasis is plan on,
in case if it's
going downtown and doing a live stream from downtown. We may wind up doing a live stream from the public market just simply because we can get undercover. But I don't know how well that works.
Is it the rain driving?
No, that's the car going by. Yeah, the front door is open, so we're hearing a lot of background noises. Hopefully they're not coming across too terribly bad.
Yeah.
And how is the sound coming through on this one? Yeah, we're double check. We're doing a sound check. That we have to do these live. We have to do these live.
Okay.
Okay, now you speak out.
Hello.
Okay. Because she's so soft spoken, that sometimes the microphones don't pick her up terribly well.
It picked up now.
Oh, we've got this Logitech webcam.
In the U.S.
Yeah, we got that back in the U.S. We've been using that for a couple of years now, and it's got a built-in stereo microphone, and it seems to be working pretty well. I see that there are 4 viewers showed up, or 3 viewers showed up, I guess.
Hello.
So, hello.
Welcome.
Feel free to make a comment if you can.
Welcome.
And welcome to our live stream this morning.
We are in Sibonga.
Oh,
It's raining.
yeah, Cindy's checking out her cup.
Okay.
I don't have my cup. I forgot it. And
Oh, Papa, may have fun this
say hi, Papa.
Hi, Papa. Wait. Dali pa.
Hello.
Our favorite bread. Thank you.
Yeah.
Salamat, Papa.
Salamat, Papa.
Kaulan.
Kasi yung ito sa quality in UK. Yung mga video na po, labi, 105 na lang, 5,085. Hindi na akong 5. Okay na?
Sige. Okay ra pa. Salamat. Okay ka, nag-withdraw man kulas.
Nag-withdraw di ka ba?
Wala ka na sa'yo. Oh, sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Papa was talking about that for ATM. They get confused and mixed.
But yeah, gotta love family. Gotta love family houses.
Yeah. Hi, John from the Philippine Experience. Nice to you, John.
Good morning, Philippine Experience. How you doing today, Jeff? But
oh, that's.
oh, you will quite definitely know this one. Julie's Bake Shop. Their version of cinnamon rolls.
Yes.
You're gonna have to excuse me. I need to go find a cup because I want these with coffee immediately.
Yeah, I'll get it. Move just a little
I got
bit.
it.
It's in the sink out in the dish tray over there. John is looking for coffee mug. Did you find it?
You brought my favorite buns.
Ganahan siya may kape. Salamat pa. Oh, your coffee.
That
Excuse me, I'm eating.
for any of you that haven't had the privilege of going to Julie's Bake Shop and getting their fresh, what are those called?
What's ang ngalan na ni ba? Ako ni ngalan ako din. Basta ngalan ko doon?
Senyorita o para
Graciosa?
Basta yung ngalan kung
Tamis-tamis.
kapag
Papa Senorita.
Senyorita.
Yeah, I forgot to shave this.
We have
motherfucker.
thermos.
It's one of the advantages of living in a province. That and these are another advantage of living in a province because every time I tried to get them in the city, they sell out immediately.
I know, here, guys.
And I don't know how many they make if they don't
It's
make enough.
Thursday, Daddy. They have this every Thursday here in Sibonga. So Papa know the dates to buy it.
Yeah, Papa knows the days that these guys bake this stuff. And a lot of things are, like you said, they're a once a week treat.
Yeah.
And,
That choco moist too.
oh,
That's every Tuesday.
oh, it's only on Tuesdays here? Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is great, but you got to know when it's there and be there at the right time, or you wind up with that infamous Filipino expression, "Out of stock, sir." One of these days, I'm going to get with Papa, and I'm going to be down at Julie's at Odark 30 if necessary.
Oh yeah, it's still there. It's still here. The music, the motorcycle with the sound. You know the Julie's motorcycle with the bread in there.
Oh, they
It's still
do that here?
Yeah, it's still. You remember the time that we get pandesal?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one.
Oh,
It's
very
still
cool.
here. The Philippine experience, the Julie's bread with in the motorcycle with playing the music, like dee. We know it's Julie's.
Almost as good as the ice cream truck back home.
Yeah, we have ice cream too here, in a motorcycle.
Oh, the dirty ice cream?
Yeah. That's John's breakfast.
These things are great.
Yes, it is.
One of these days, I want to go to Julie's and be there as these things come out of the oven.
Yeah. Because it's hot. One time when Papa go to Julie's like 8 o'clock, it's still warm.
Yeah.
Remember? I'm good. 2 is enough for me. I'm trying to avoid so much sweet.
That Philippine experience. The one thing that we love going to is
Torta.
what's the name of that torta?
Ard. Oh. What I forgot. RJ's?
The torta shop down in Argyle,
That's really good.
just off the main street. On that street, you come down from Prince.
RJ's torta?
I think it's RJ's.
It's
But
OJ's.
OJ's tortas. Those are freaking awesome tortas. And we've been there a couple times to get those things when they were fresh and hot.
They're good too. They're crispy too.
Whenever we go through Argyle, I'll make them stop there and get the tortas.
They're good.
Not that I have too much of a resistance to stopping and getting the tortas from there.
They are the best. Yes. They're really good. I like. They have the other cookies too. It's so good. The torta cookies. So good.
You're going to be surprised when you get back here that the shop rehabbed about a year ago,
Oh yes.
and they expanded, and it is.
And the roads in Argyle are a lot bigger now.
Yeah, the
Extension, huh? Extended it. It's like 4 lanes now.
the Cebu South Road between Sibonga and Argyle, they are expanding that big time.
Yeah.
We haven't been down that way. You'll have to excuse me. I'm sorry. We haven't been down that way in a while. A month or two.
2 months ago.
But from October when
Out
we
of
got
April, we went there swimming for last week of March. Actually,
yeah, we did that just before we put we did that on the truck. We came down to put Sunshine in the shop.
yeah, just
So the end of
before,
March.
just before that, I know that I'm pregnant.
Oh, that but yeah, from October to April, that they were widening the roads and doing improvements on the roads.
Yeah.
And there were 2 different spots they had shut down to 1 lane, and they'd wait until traffic backed up in one direction and shut down the other.
Yeah.
That there were 2 road guards with walkie-talkies, and there were 2 sections that you had to do that through.
Yeah.
It made for going down to Argyle a little bit of a challenge, but fortunately we were pretty good about both times. You know, the times we went down there to not get too awfully backed up.
Yeah.
But you will be surprised on the improvements that have been made. There's a new small pizza shop right by the 7-Eleven.
Oh, it's a good one. What is it? Santino's?
I think it's Centino's, the new Centino's. That they make okay. You know, for Philippines they make pretty decent pizza. For American pizza they make.
By the way, my house is how do you pronounce it? Kanshana?
Encina?
Sorry, I'm worried about it. Check it on Google.
When you get here, we'll have to go check out your place if you don't mind.
Yeah, because we have sunshine. We could always stop by your place.
Yes, I'm kind of curious. I'm geeked that way. I'm
You're
sorry.
looking at Google Maps. It's very hard though. I used to own it. I buy it back from sister.
Oh, that's the house you is that the house you bought? You just bought?
They built, right?
Yeah, because that's the house you videoed.
Can I have some more?
So you did the video of the home improvements, correct? Yeah. So anybody interested in the house he's talking about, go back to his channel and from a few years ago that there was he did a pretty extensive rebuild in that.
Thank you. Sorry.
No worries.
I like your coffee than my milk. I'm
You're
good.
not really supposed to have it, just a sip every now and then.
No, yeah, just take that away from me.
But
Kandabu.
because you had the sorry out front and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I know that Kandabu. I heard that. Kandabu. Hey, Daniel Ford. How are you?
Hey Daniel, how you doing this morning? Or evening where he's from, right?
Evening, yeah.
Yeah, he's in Canada, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Gee,
Hey, I'm checking with my secretary. Sorry, people.
I'm your secretary.
Secretary, personal assistant.
Wife.
Yeah, just overall wife. But
You're accountant, but you're my accountant. I'm accountant. I'm
the
your
bookkeeper.
auditor. You're the bookkeeper. I'm the accountant. So, yeah.
Yeah, I try to do these in such a way that it's not too late in the States. It's not too early going the other way, and just trying to catch everybody at the best compromise time.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we should talk to you when we were looking trying to rent.
They own 2 houses. That's cool.
That yeah, because we actually thought about renting down in Argyle just before we went to the city, and for a lot of reasons, I'm glad we did go to the city, especially at this point.
Health reason. But actually, when I gave birth, and then we find out that it's healthy. So
Yeah, because we've got the house that we're in until April of next year.
so after that, we could start. We'll plan.
And
It's a
so
long plan.
probably around January, February, we're gonna start either planning. We're gonna start figuring out what to do from that point.
Yeah.
By then, Pumpkin will be 3-4 months. 3
Yeah.
months.
Yeah. Your sister is coming over here in
Yeah, well, I got a message. I'll talk to you tonight after this. I got some messages. I guess she's not gonna be here until March or April now.
Why?
I
Okay, welcome.
yeah. My sister is a really sweet, nice lady, and will help in any way she can. But she is interesting. I'm just gonna go with interesting. But we were actually putting off Pumpkin's baby dedication until January because we thought she was going to be here in January. Then I guess tentative plans changed,
Yeah.
and so we may change baby dedication.
We need to check
that
on
way.
when is Mike and Jane come over from the US. Remember?
Yeah, that
Is there in the US?
because we plan on doing it here in Sibonga, and the couple we know that are really good about that they're really good missionary work, and they do a lot of tag team work to where his wife is really good at translating back and forth quickly.
Yeah.
And so that includes both English speaking and the science speaking.
Yeah.
So any of you that are here between October and January, kind of look for a baby dedication and you're invited, but it's going to be in Sibonga.
Yeah.
That they have a restaurant and they also have a place where they host events.
Yeah.
And so we'll kind of hammer out between now and then after we get a handle on about how many people, whether we want to do it at the restaurant or if we want to do it at the house.
Yeah. We'll see.
The advantage of doing it at the house, there's no side guests that show up. The advantage of doing it at the restaurant is a little bit more open and easier to do. Either one's great, and they would love to be there for either one.
Yeah.
And they are both pastors, and I don't know if they're actually pastors, but they both do this type of stuff. So
Yeah.
it's going to be an interesting spring.
Daniel is doing a lot of research on the food culture getting there, and there's a lot of questions. So hopefully we'll be there. And
At this point, about the only way a foreigner can get in is with a Filipino.
Yeah.
And there's, hang on.
Sorry about that. Can you move here?
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. That Cindy had to take a restroom break. My apologies. That at this point, as long as you're coming in with a Philippine citizen that is a spouse or child, you can get in without too much problem. There's quarantine issues and stuff like that, depending on where you go, which is why I encourage people, if it all will come into Cebu, the quarantine issues are way less hassle and way less time. And then fly to Manila if you need to, or if you don't need to go straight to Manila, Clark, you can fly into Clark on domestic, but they don't have any international flights at this point that I know of. Then Daniel, as long as he's a Philippine citizen, and that's the big thing, is wait for Philippine citizen, that it has to be a Philippine citizen, that you can get in. If you have a 13A visa, you can get in without your spouse, but I don't know if the spouse needs to be in country. And a lot of this is starting to relax. Governor Gwen has petitioned the powers that be to remove the cap on international flights that are coming into Cebu Airport. Whether or not that goes through, I don't know, but she is trying her utmost to get Cebu back open as much as humanly possible. There's an SMC side, not too terribly far from where we're at. Is that more? Wow. That one. I'd call the LGU. I'd call someone in the town government and ask. In some areas, yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah, and sadly, in some areas, I can see that happening. Well, is part of Cebu, and we've been there a couple times, and they weren't that strict. But that's a common complaint here, and in my opinion, a legit complaint is a lot of this stuff is changing so stinking rapidly. And that's just it. The difference between Argyle and Moab could be night and day. Moab may not even care. Argyle may want, inspections and quarantine certifications and everything else. And that's part of the issues going on right now. The Governor Gwen is trying to use what pressure to bear she can to get the LGUs to all cooperate and have some kind of uniformity throughout the province, unless there is a reason or need for it. And Daniel, that right there will help immensely in smoothing the way and paving the way to make things a lot easier. Although it wasn't a relative, that they've got a couple of Cindy's family has a couple of really good close friends that are barangay officials, and that helped us a little bit, and it helped Jill a lot because one of them was willing to go up there and bring him back when he came here. Otherwise, he almost wound up in a 14-day quarantine in Cebu City.
Okay, come on. Salamat.
I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure what they'd want to see if it's suitable for quarantine. Fortunately, they didn't do any kind of inspections or anything like that when we came here, but that was 6 months ago, and things have changed immensely between now and then. I don't know if they've opened Terminal 2 again or not. When we flew out here, along that line, when we flew out here, that there was a person that was obviously Filipino. I want to say that they had a birth certificate. They had something to show that they were born in the Philippines, but because they didn't have a Philippines passport, Eva Air wouldn't let them board. And, but like I said, it was back in October. There were 3 or 4 people. Cindy wants to say there was like 5 or 6 that they were turned away and denied flight. We had a friend of ours that, matter of fact, the ones that's doing the baby dedication, when they came in November, that they were denied flight. His wife is a Philippine dual citizen. She's a U.S. Filipino citizen. But obviously he's not, and nor does he hold a 13A visa that they've always came over on by him, because they come, stay 3-6 months, and then go back. And so they've never had an issue. Well, they assumed that they were going to be able to do that this time, and they wound up having to go get a 9G, and he wound up doing a couple of extensions, and they actually just went back and had to get tested before they could fly out. So even leaving's got some weird. We had another friend leave here a month or 2 ago that had a similar situation, that he had to get tested before he could leave out. But I got a Facebook message. I did post to Facebook today that we were doing the live stream. So hopefully we've got a couple people from that saw the Facebook post. We're still trying really hard to get the channel to grow a little bit more. We're up to 498. We really need to hit that magic, those 2 magic numbers of the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours. Yeah, the old guy can't quite do stuff like that anymore. Not a big deal.
Cool. That's good.
Yeah, if anything, come over prepared. I am a firm believer. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And with that thought in mind, we had 2 packets we came with. That one was for her and one was for me. You had your Philippines birth certificate, you had your naturalization paper, you had your U.S. citizenship paper, that you had the whole freaking 9 yards. I had a similar packet with my 13A letter from the embassy. That one we actually didn't let a meeting, the letter from the embassy, because Eva was giving us a little bit of garbage, and you showed it to them and shut them off. That said, with a 13A visa, you are allowed in country. And it was direct from the
LA.
No, that was from the embassy in Washington. That was from the embassy. So that they couldn't refute that one. But we each had a packet like that. And then I actually emailed us PDF files of every document in there, so that we had electronic copies as well, if something happened to the physical copies we had.
So yeah, Daniel, that's good. Rather be over prepared than missing documents. Because we have also the documents when we arrive in Cebu. They ask for the acceptance letter. Remember that?
Yeah, so that was one we didn't have, because we didn't think we were going to need
No,
it.
we have it.
We did?
We already have all of that.
Okay, well, I guess she was right.
We actually photocopied it or printed out when we were in in
I'll tell her in the
in
US.
the US because I
Okay.
asked them when we have everything. then they understand it.
Yeah, because that was one advantage of getting all that stuff done in the US. We were able to print a lot of that stuff way simpler than trying to find a print shop.
Yeah, because when we had right here, you need Earth IDs. So we just have extra copies of ID, and that's why we just give it to them. Photocopy of IDs.
Yeah, that she actually keeps the 125% enlarged color copies of my ACR card. We got to do the driver now. We got the new printer that can do this again.
We need to do that again.
We need to do that with our driver's licenses and get like 3 copies and throw them in there.
Yes.
Uh,
And then my
any important IDs that we've got the 125% enlargement, and the printer we've got's got a function that you can scan the front and back of the card and it comes out in one PDF.
yeah, I agree with you. It's a COVID protocol that's the problem right now. Some asked you for this, some of them you have to cover all the. I agree.
Yeah, and the Cindy's got a little file folder thingy, expandable file folder thingy
And I put
that she just keeps the backup copies. When we need them, she pulls them out and gives them away. We just make sure to replace them, every now and then and go through. Okay, I got one of these. I need a couple. We're out of this one, and that way we just got all the bases covered for whenever we do need them.
Yeah.
And we've never really, up until this point, we've never really needed them. But this trip, we went through them a couple times.
When we arrived here, that was just super strict. We even need a quarantine pass and so, but as time passes, like March, April, so even right now in the buses, few shows is no longer.
Yeah, we were the bus trip down here. The face shields weren't required by anybody. I don't think even the driver was.
Just the mall. The mall are stupid with the fish.
And not all of them, and it's just some guards, really.
It's some. Yeah, they want surgical mask.
Oh, we went to Village Hospital. Yeah, if you can get your dad to run it down and get a scan of it, or even a photocopy and scan it in, probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
And so far, it's okay. You don't really need it. We don't have Filipino driver license during that time.
Yeah, we didn't have them.
He just came back and forth. We never ever got asked for anything. Now Mr. Coleman is in charge. Yep,
Yeah, you ain't allowed on that.
even like here in the town or inter-island travels, like some places, like in Bohol, you need PRC, swab test and acceptance letter and everything. And then if you go to Cagayan, no need. And then if you go to Manila, then it's different.
And that's part of the hassle that's going on right now. Everything is so horribly different from one location to another, even within a province. Like I said, Governor Gwen is trying to bring what pressure to bear she can on the LGUs to agree on a minimum standard and stick to it.
Yeah.
And within reason. I don't think she really cares where that minimum standard is, but make it fairly uniform or as uniform as possible throughout.
Yeah.
One that she was really bad about, that she was really upset about, is Cebu City did an alcohol ban that lasted like 3 months.
No, only 6 months.
Almost 6 months. And it hurt businesses badly. A few resto bars tried to stay open, but we're getting raided every 3 days because of somebody saying that they were serving alcohol or whatever, and that they go in and find out there was nothing there, but it still shut the bar down for a day or two. A couple of bars got shut down because they got reported so often, even though they never got found a violation, and it just got insane. And I don't know what backdoor encouragement was provided, but Mother's Day weekend, that the ban was finally lifted.
Yeah,
I think it lifted on Mother's Day,
correct.
but so for all the people taking family out, that they
Someone in Manila government wants to charge them for something to do with her decisions in the city.
yes, I heard of something that but Cebu has a way better case rate and statistics and everything else than Manila does. So obviously, what she's doing isn't wrong.
She was like so concerned because other people, like especially the poor cannot really.
That she set my glasses down, so the glasses were down.
Especially
OCD me. I'm sorry.
I forget. You can tell.
The poor.
He does not want like more struggles.
Yeah, because she recognizes that these quarantines are doing more harm to the working poor and to the poor than any other demographic, and it's killing their economy, literally. That she is recognizing there's been deaths here from starvation because of that, and that is not acceptable to her. That like I say, with coming in with a Filipino spouse, at this point it is quite doable. There's some hassle, but it's quite doable. And you are correct. It's best to have all your freaking ducks in a row before you get here. That it can be a nightmare if you don't.
Yeah.
We researched as best as we could, so we had a pretty good idea before we came. But there was still a few things that we got surprised by, but they were at a minimum.
Yeah.
And having family here helped a lot with being able to get through those, that they were able to run and grab paperwork for us. And that kind of determination is really what it takes to deal with some of the silliness that they're putting you through at this point. And a lot of it is silliness. Even accepted that fact that a lot of it is just flat up silliness. There's no reason for it at this point.
Yeah.
Even some of the medical community in the U.S. is saying the pandemic is over. Let's get back to normal. Speaking of people getting in trouble, I guess Fauci's having to answer to Congress for some of the stuff that was done during the worst of the nightmare, and through some of the silliness that was done in the U.S. And it, my opinion is a lot of this was politically driven. Too much of it was politically driven. But that is my opinion and my opinion only. So, because the countries that didn't shut down or shut down very minimally didn't have any significantly different numbers than anybody else did. The countries that had very high death rates had a very high and aging population. When Italy first had theirs and had it wipe out a large number of people and cause the initial panic, a couple of people and several medical people pointed out early on, Italy had an extremely aging population. The average age of population in Italy at that time was over 70 years old. I don't know. And that, I don't think they know at this point. What he's talking about is there's supposed to be a green lane for fully vaccinated individuals. Because I've heard one source saying that you're not going to have to PCR test. I've heard another source saying you're going to have to. Again, at this point, you're getting contradicting information, and they're flat out contradicting information.
Yeah, because my friend from Chicago, she's a Filipino. They got fully vaccinated. They need to have PCR or swab test first before they fly here in the Philippines.
And
But when she just, it was so complicated.
but that was a couple of months ago too.
No, that's a new one. It's a new one.
Oh, just recently.
Just recently.
Okay, because I remember you made comments.
That's a different one. Now they have, you need to, as soon as you get your swab test, and then if it expires, you need to do again. So if it expires, and so they rebook the ticket for another 3 weeks. You know, so now they get the swab test, they're already vaccinated. So they're ready to fly tomorrow. And we'll see how it goes in Cebu. Because it's Air.
Oh, okay. But Daniel, I've actually heard that some airlines, I guess, are saying that they won't fly you if you're not vaccinated.
I'm not sure if you came from the Philippines if you're not vaccinated to the U.S. You may need to ask Ate Jane and Mike and that, since I know they're not vaccinated yet. We'll wait on that.
And again,
We have new
Ma'am Buntag Marcy Velarde, how are you today? Welcome to our channel and our adventure. That feel free to join in on the conversation. Cindy can help translate if there's any, if you're more comfortable in Tagalog or Visayan. And you've done that for a couple of people already. You'll have to excuse me, I get another cup of 3-in-1. For the regulars, that you can see the difference in size of the cup that I normally do. So.
Put your cup back in the thermos.
Yeah, that I need like 3 of these for the one. And I'm gonna get my son to
Boba. Boba.
send me my Bubba mug. That I've got the 1 liter Bubba coffee mug. I don't have coffee by the cup, I have it by the pot.
They're getting their first job next week.
Oh, you're getting the one that does the 2?
Because Kuya, my oldest brother, did already his second dose.
Oh, okay, how'd that go for him?
That's good. The first one is okay. The second one has kind of have some chill there, but he's still
Not
good.
bad, yeah, because
His immune system is.
yeah,
He's Filipino. Whoa.
that
Pfizer is good. I heard a lot of good stories of Pfizer. If I want to be vaccinated, I'll stick to the Pfizer. If like in case Mama and Papa will go with us, or in case we don't know. And then when we arrive in the U.S., hopefully, and then there's a vaccine, yeah, I'll stick to the Pfizer. Because Kuya said in the U.S. it's actually free. When you go to Walgreens or something, you can get COVID shot for free.
that I know they were talking about it, so they actually did go through that.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure there's the vaccine there.
Yeah.
That
You want sister? Sorry, distracted.
The cup is a little bit too big for a single packet, but not quite big enough for 2. So
We'll see.
I wind up putting a little bit from the second packet into it.
Yeah.
I normally don't get
3-in-1,
vaccinated.
Yes.
my favorite. That
It's not really good for him, but
yeah, I buy the multi packs
he
and I go through it
actually
rather
lose
quickly.
like he used to be 248 pounds. He actually lose like 15 pounds. Now he weighs 233. Way to go,
Yeah.
John. Yeah.
Uh,
See his shirt? I have a lot of big space now.
I have lost about 15 pounds since I've been here.
Yeah. I like my coffee black too, but I try to avoid those since I'm pregnant. And I don't know, I was pregnant and I like my coffee really black. Remember that time?
Now, first thing in the morning, the first cup of the morning, it's a little bit sweet for me. So I've got those Nescafe sachets.
Black one.
The Nescafe black ones, just the little tube sachets.
Mhm.
And I'll throw one of them and one of the 3-in-1 in that big cup that you see me with.
Yeah.
And that brings the sweetness down just enough that it's actually really good that way.
Yeah.
Well, don't they have 2-in-1 too?
I don't know.
I thought they had one that was a 2-in-1 that was just a sweetened coffee, not without the
I
creamer
cannot
in it.
keep up with everything. It changes. Like yesterday with the bus, I'm like, oh, you get a QR code in the bus, and then I thought we're paying, and then we go, we go that scan the ticket, and then go to the bus.
Yeah, that was kind of confusing to me. I thought they went up to this window and paid,
Yeah,
and they didn't. They went up and got a QR code for some reason.
yeah,
And then we went to the bus we needed and scanned the QR, gave it to a clerk and scanned the QR code that let you go over and get on the bus. And then when you get on the bus, then you finally paid like you normally would.
yeah.
And so I was kind of confused when the conductor came around and started collecting fees. And that's when I asked is,
I was confused too because they hand out for the 1,000 and Papa said, "Oh, we'll pay in the bus." I'm like, oh, what's the purpose of this? And Papa said, I guess it's just counting of people. Okay. I don't know.
I guess that way they do have some kind of record of how many people left the station on that bus, so that they know it wasn't like typical standing room only on these buses.
Yeah, because they're so strict. And, well, there's space, but it's still not 6 feet apart. But that's
Yeah.
why it's kind of expensive too. It's like double the price. Remember, it used to be like 55 pesos for the fare, and now it's 115. So that's why Mama said that it used to be 50 pesos or 55, and now it's.
And this is for the aircon bus.
Yeah, aircon bus. Because I don't know, the minibus, I don't want to take the minibus anyway.
But the seats for any of you that's been on a series bus here in the Philippines, they used to have the three seats,
And then
a narrow aisle, and then 3 seats.
2, 3, and then
I thought it was 3.
2.
Okay.
2 understand.
Yeah, that they used to have a narrow aisle, and then 2. But and then the big lounge in the back.
Yeah.
And they've taken all the seats out, and now they've got a row, a small narrow aisle, a row, and then a narrow aisle, and that's it. They've only got 3
See,
instead of the 5 per row,
yeah.
and so
It's like your fare gets doubled.
yeah, somebody's got to pay for the seats that they took out, the fares that they lost. And
It's not bad too.
yeah, but yeah, and I'm kicking over the fact I'm paying $3 for a bus ride from Sibonga, which is about a 2-hour bus ride.
Yeah. But we actually arrived. The bus driver was so aggressive. It's like 1 hour and a half. Remember?
Yeah, he turned what should have been about a 2-hour bus ride, about an hour and 45, 2-hour bus ride, into about 45, 50-minute bus ride. That he was.
I broke a few TVS in the stomach. I was waiting for
I've heard of people breaking those things, and I don't think I've ever really seen the aisle ones that were in good shape.
Oh, cool. And then when your wife has a log, she just arrived in Cebu last week with 2 small children and log the whole trip. She has done good and good. Okay, that's good.
Well, I'm gonna have to go search that video to see and see what's going on right now, because there's a fair amount of people that are asking about it, and I just don't have good information that's current, and anything that we've got 6 months old.
Yeah.
And the way things change around here, if it's 2 weeks old, it's out of date.
Stop putting your TV over. Oh yeah, because the series bus has a TV and stuff. I remember that lady was short yesterday, and when she stand up, she hit the TV. It was really, really short, and then you're close to that thing.
Yeah, those I've heard of a few people breaking that.
Yeah, I like my parents can still sleep in the bus.
But yeah, they slept most of the way down here, which is way cool. And I just don't sleep well like that.
I tried to take a nap and I realized that I cannot sleep anymore in the bus.
Yeah, she used to be able to be asleep by the time the door closed.
Well, I tried to pull because the driver of the bus was so aggressive, and it seems like you're doing a roller coaster. And
Yeah, he was.
My stomach, it's kind of like,
he was one of the serious bus drivers that they have all the rumors about.
It's like he goes to the other lane, even there's also another car approaching him.
Yeah, there was a couple of times he literally had oncoming scooters in the wrong lane. You know, that he was in the passing lane with scooters coming at him, and literally ran them off the road into the roadside.
He's just like, okay, they get used to it now.
There was a couple of people that had to brake abruptly to let him pass somebody and let him back in. There was a couple scary moments.
The serious bus is the king of the road.
Because of my size and some disability issues and really confined spaces like that, I don't move terribly well. And as I was trying to make my way up there, he was already closing the door and leaving. And I said, "Whoa, guy.
Whoa, yeah. My husband is there."
Yeah, both of us were kind of screaming at him. He got screamed at in stereo on that one, but
okay, sorry, don't worry, Brandon.
Hey, no worries. And we don't have a problem with if we've got a bunch of people or people show up late, that we don't have a problem with extending these a little bit. I've never.
Our table is moving.
I've never understood the people that do the 3 and 4 hour long ones, but
yeah, the white vans are crazy drivers too. They go in.
Yeah, those V-Hire vans are every bit as aggressive as the series bus, and about the only people that intimidate them are the series bus.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, we followed a guy from Sibonga to Cebu that I don't know where he was going. He was going from somewhere down south. And for all of his shenanigans, he never got terribly far in front of us.
Yeah, the V-Hire van crazy.
That they can definitely be
They tried
ahead
it
on the
several
scary
times.
side.
Now
Yeah.
that they have from Wal to Cebu City, and then from here Sibonga to Cebu City. We did a couple times. Huh?
There you go. I was taking a picture of that comment before it disappeared. I'm kind of curious on that video. It may give me someone to help vlog what was going, or help point people to that are asking about coming in.
Serve my ice.
Yeah, I got some pretty strong reading glasses. Right now the print here has got enough contrast and just big enough that I'm able to read it pretty well. Yeah, Philippine experience. Thanks the other day for the all caps comments. That actually does help.
The temperature on the side of part right from CBC.
I've never had that happen, but I could definitely see somebody doing it.
Yeah.
I could see some of these cab drivers doing that. How did I get my name in red? You're gonna have to give me a tad bit more information
Well, it shows maybe in her screen.
because on here all the names are in gray. On your end, I think
It would be blue or something.
if you're a moderator on the channel, and as we start growing, I'm probably going to tap all you guys that are willing to do it as moderators. But that would show up with blue and a wrench next to your name. And I actually think I see that.
I guess the message was retracted.
Yeah, I see it on here as blue and in red. Whoa. I almost knocked over Cindy's cup. Oh, okay. That one I do know. If you type an @ sign and then start typing a name, it comes up that way.
What sign?
Well, there we go. Yeah, there's a couple different ways you can do it.
It rather show up yellow to us but red to them. Maybe? Maybe.
Well, no, we don't see any difference.
It shows highlighted because we're the one who called or mentioned the name. See that? See that? See that?
No, ours always show up highlighted.
Yeah.
Who are you watching? Close to Phoenix or somebody else?
Fine, too.
Okay. If you type @ Close to Phoenix, it'll come up different. I don't know if it does it on the phones. And that's part of the things is
I don't know.
on phones it does one thing, on computers it does another, and it can sometimes be a little bit confusing.
Yep, we definitely learn everything.
But yeah, there's a couple different ways you can highlight when you're speaking to someone, that it highlights the comment so that they will notice it, but it only highlights it for them. For everybody else, it just shows up as just standard text. Well, that feels good.
What's this?
That here's a completely unrelated side question. Do any of you guys ever watch the motovlog channel that we do? And I'm not sure if anybody here would be into motovlogs. That we're starting to do. I've been trying to do a little bit more on that, but I realize motovlogs are not everybody's cup of tea. That's why I try to do the music to it and make it a little bit more enjoyable. I also do the voiceover for part of it and make it a little bit more enjoyable. Now that we've got the space and we'll be getting a desk in there, I'm gonna start setting up the studio again to where I can do them. I don't advertise those anywhere just simply because they're not everybody's cup of tea. Very cool. That yeah, I can definitely understand a lot on your plate right now with trying to get everybody ready and trying to herd cats, getting everybody over to the airport and all that funness. Daniel, I truly appreciate that. This is our primary channel where everything goes. That Cindy does that Team Row shorts, Filipino shorts or whatever.
Shorts, Team Row, and family short videos.
That predominantly they're under a minute videos, just kind of little snippets of what's going on. Sometimes I've even used them in editing videos.
But you want to continue on?
Yeah, because we've been a little bit over an hour. But we're actually, and the weather looks like it's improving. So we're actually going to take a ride over to Dumenhoog to put Sunshine through her paces.
Thank you for liking Sibonga lessons, John.
I've thought about going back to those. The manual that I was using needed so much correction, it was kind of hard. And again, we wound up losing the studio and it just never got back to it. Now that we're back here and things are calming down and Papa's helping me a lot more, that he's teaching me an expression a week or so. And I'm starting to learn, but I need to get them written down to where I can more formally learn them. Oh, you got a brother-in-law in Dumenhoog?
Don't murder it.
I like the T City. The first time I saw the sign, I thought it said Dumenjiggy. Oh, okay. That we just filled up Sunshine, so hopefully we won't need a fuel by the time we get there. But
okay, gonna try to plan if our directions going to Dumenhoog.
we're gonna go over by the main road between Sibonga and Dumenhoog. And if everything goes well, there's no issues with Sunshine. We're going to go up to Bareilly and come back by, on Google, it's listed as a vegetable highway, but you guys know it as
Mantalungan.
Matanungan?
Mantalungan.
Matalungan Highway. So it should make for a pretty cool moto vlog, but it's going to be almost like a 2-hour moto vlog. So I'm going to have to figure out how to break that up into
15 minutes. Now, yeah.
Yeah, if I'm breaking down to like 30-minute videos, that may not be a bad way to do it too. So
The name is Yumi Janar. Okay, we'll find a name.
we'll have to swing into the Petron and say hi if we can.
Oh, here's Uncle Om's picture.
And
Wow. Yeah.
very cool. But we really appreciate everybody that comes out here. And don't worry about it if you don't make a day or two. That's not a huge deal. If it's Monday through Friday, there'll always be tomorrow. But we really do appreciate the support and encouragement you give this channel and us in personally too. But for today, mabuhay.